Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Code Realized Future Blessings! And we're about to go to Grumpy Van Helsing's route. And someone remind me. So wait, I want to go back for a second. So, we can't continue, we gotta do a whole new thing. But I forgot. Now, there's Deli's room. It's a whole thing. And I clicked on it because I was like, I wonder what this is. But then it starts talking, and I'm like, no! That's probably why you can do Deli's voice separately or not, is because you can go into Deli's room and you learn about Deli. But I think what I read was that a little part is unlocked after each chapter. So I'm thinking what we'll do is go through all of them first, like all the normal routes. We can do Deli's room at the end, or after we do all the normal paths, or we can do it after we do the full game, and we'll go in there and learn more about Deli. So we will do this, but somebody remind me to do it at some point. Or, I mean, we can do it after we... Yes, I don't want you to ask me this every time. It's kind of annoying, though. But it's kind of weird that we have to start a new game, but I kind of get it. But we can do it maybe even before we do all these things, these separate paths. We can do it after we do these, because I'm not sure... I mean, I don't know. Or if you really want... we can do it, I can go through after each person's path. So I'm not going to do whatever shows up after Victor's path, because obviously that would be doing it right now. But whenever you guys let me know if you want me to do it after we do all 5 of these guys and then go in and see what we have, we can do it then, and then we can just check after we play the other paths, the additional bonus stuff, if we want to check and just make sure nothing new is added. So I think that's the best course, just do it after we go through the guys. You know, our main 5 here, and then we'll do Deli's room, check out what we have, and then we can do Finis and Herlock. And so, yeah, I mean, let me know who you want to do first. Like, now, do you want to do Herlock first? Do you want to do Finis first? Just because, who knows, if I ask this later, I might have to start recording that before. I'm going to ask it now, before we get to that point. Because we know Victor's was only about 3 hours, Van Helsing's might only be 3 parts, so Lord knows I'm not as ahead on this one as I normally am. Actually, you know, I'm about a week ahead. But since these take longer to record, I'm not as ahead as I used to be, so I have to try to stay ahead, because, like, but anyway. So let me know if you want to do Herlock. Oh, actually, if you want to do Herlock, or Finis first, or do you want to do that other side thing, Lupin's gang? That's, I don't think, a romancy path, but it's just a little added story. We can do that at the end, or we can do that before one of the romancy paths. We can do whichever one of those. Lupin's gang, Finis, or Herlock. But we got time, but I figured I'd throw that out there now, you know, since who knows how much I can record and where I'll be when we need to do that. Like, anyway. Begin this story. Yes! My favorite. And, okay, also, I wanted to let you guys know, because I looked it up and I was like, hold on, pause. I'm like, I know, because I posted it on Twitter, there are wedding pictures for Cardia and frickin' Victor. I know there are. That doesn't happen till the 3rd game, apparently. And what I learned about the 3rd game is, like, obviously it's a short story. It's like this. It's just short little after stuff. I don't know if there's choices, but it basically takes place after Finis's path. So the path we go down with Finis, I'm guessing is almost like, so the 3rd game is almost like a side story to the side story. So it's not a continuation of this. So it's not like we're going down this path and, oh, we got married technically to Victor, right? And then in the next game, it's more adventures of that. It's actually like, I guess my assumption here is that in Finis's path, we'd go off and, like, okay, we're going to live with our brother and get to know him. And then, from what I understand, the paths from the guys in that is because they can't stop, like, so Lupin coming to us wouldn't be because we ended up with Lupin. It would be, we went off with Finis, you know, we're going to just go hang out with our brother and be with our brother, and then Lupin can't get us out of our mind, he comes, and then that's when, so, this is basically like, this is the end. For right now, this is the end. That was the end of Victor. That's what happened. We got married. We live happily ever after. The 3rd game is really like a spin-off to whatever happens in Finis's path. So it's like a whole... We had Guardian of Rebirth that pathed into this. And then we have, if you think about it, a whole other little bubble over here with Herlock and Finnis. And the Finnis stuff cascades down into the Silvertide Miracles, I think is what they're calling it. It's actually, no, Wintertide Miracles. It's actually Silver Miracles is the Japanese title, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, so that's weird. It's a little confusing. We'll figure it out when we get there, but, so that's why we have then different weddings, because I was like, what, so then do we, like, have a real wedding? We do have a real wedding, because it's a whole other, like, timeline. Confused, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're still gonna love it. It doesn't fucking matter. But it's just confusing. I figured I'd share that with you. Anyway, everything. Everything began with one man's ideals. Death, fear, despair. He saw infinite beauty in suffering, and it was by his hand my life was corrupted. Oh, we're supposed to be talking like Van Helsing. Sorry. He murdered my family, manipulating my drive for vengeance to further his aims. I was nothing more than a tool to him. I, Abraham Van Helsing, became a beast consumed solely by revenge. Oh, I still love that CG! I don't need friends. Nor had I any use for happiness. The warmth of others was meaningless. I truly believed that all I required was vengeance for my dead family. And perhaps worse, I had torn the lives of countless innocent vampires asunder. Who was I to yearn for happiness? As fitting punishment for my crimes, I existed alone, in solitude, completely unaware that Alistair, true target of my vengeance, planned for it. Oh, look, and when he got violent with us, and we're totally okay with it, because it's fucking Van Helsing. Oh, that's us. No! I'm not leaving you! In the end, I was saved by a single girl. No matter how much I sought to push her away, she never left me alone. I called her a poisonous monster, forbidden to lay hands on others. Despite suffering a lonelier fate than even I, she continued to pursue me. I know, we just don't know when to give up. Bearing witness to her pain, I reflected on my own solitude, my own suffering, believing I was the only one. Harboring such absurd beliefs revealed me for the fool I was. Oh! That is why I survived. That is why I couldn't pull the trigger. I cannot leave a girl more lonely than I in even greater solitude and misery. Oh, how noble. The girl who pursued me. The girl who brought me back from the brink. I love her from the depths of my soul. Oh, God. That's all I needed. The end. I'm okay. I am okay with that. No, we need a kiss. I do want to say, though, I don't know how this one goes, but I was reading, like, a review because I kind of wanted to see what, like, the Silver Miracles or Wintertide Miracles or whatever, the third game. I wanted to kind of know what is it more about, and that's when I figured out that it was the other paths. And somebody basically in there was like, yeah, so, like, Van Helsing's path was like, and I'm like, why? Why do they always gotta screw Van Helsing? Why is this not the most magical, beautiful, fucking romantic story? Why do they screw Van Helsing? We don't get a kiss in the first one, and then in the third one, it's like, where's our... What? It's just, okay, we don't get this wonderful, beautiful, romantic. It's kind of like, thanks, bud. What the fuck, game? Why do you hate Van Helsing? They do this because they know. They're like, Van Helsing's the best. Let's fuck with people. I don't know why they have a thing against Van Helsing. It makes me so angry. So disappointed already. Still gonna love the third game. Still gonna be disappointed. Just like I am that we didn't get a kiss in the first one. Cock blocking me already, and the game's not even out. I know we get a kiss somewhere, though, because I've seen that CG. We saw it in the beginning. We know what happens. I am not ready for it. And that was how my story, my sorry tale of revenge reached its conclusion. However, not all had come to an end. The Vampire King may have forgiven me, and the man who warped me was no more. But within her body, the poison still remains. Oh, fuck! So, like, well, I mean, we know in Victor's path, like, he kind of cured us at the end of the part. And, like, we know, but it's like, are we gonna literally spend this whole entire game, like, where we still have poison in us, and then at the very end, the poison's revealed, and then he gives us a kiss? Because I'm just not gonna be able to handle that. Like, we have to wait 3 hours for it. I need it now. Gasp. I sprinted through the mansion with all the strength I could muster. I could not even recall the last time I found myself so short of breath. For real. This was far beyond a mere matter of life and death. I am only vaguely surprised to feel an icy trickle of sweat on the back of my neck. Hurry. I must hurry. I must find her. Wait, I found a cure for the poison! Please fucking tell me that's exactly what he's doing. I would love it. There was not a moment to waste. I considered breaking through walls, ceilings, whatever it took to reach her. Oh my god, that's adorable. How unlike me. Oh, I was thinking that's kind of like you to bust through walls. Oh, but I mean for us, yeah. But pushing aside such thoughts, I run as fast as I can. The message was a sudden one. It came while at the palace during negotiations for vampire protection. I was acting as a bodyguard for Marquis Renfield. Oh my god. Pause, pause, pause. So when we go to see Victor in the very beginning of Victor's Path, we run into Van Helsing. He's like, "Oh, I'm here because of Marquis Renfield." Blah blah blah. It's like the paths fucking twine. Like, so in Victor's Path, we go to the palace on that day. Oh, hey, Van Helsing, what are you doing here? Oh, you're here to protect Marquis Renfield because of vampire negotiations. Cool, what's up? I'm here to see Victor and give him his lunch. Blah. And then in Van Helsing's Path, he's like, "Oh, I'm here to Marquis Renfield, and oh, hey, Victor, you forgot your lunch again, didn't you? Too bad you don't have a girlfriend to bring it to you. Fuck my life, this is amazing. I'm already impressed." Marquis Renfield, the central figure of nobles who who was opposed to the vampire war. You let Tim do this one again, didn't you? Yeah. A competent and decent man presently acts as a mediator between humans and the surviving vampires. I know there was like a guy, like one person who like translated this, but then I feel like they got their translation and they handed it to like an intern to like type it up for the game, and that person was like, yeah, they gave it to Tim. They shouldn't have. Look, guys, if you want to take a liquid lunch, that's fine, but please stop giving Tim shit to type because he sucks at it. Tim is a terrible typist. Hashtag triple T. Actually, quadruple T. Tim the terrible typist. Doesn't have quite the alliteration, but. Sir Van Helsing! Abraham Van Helsing. After a particular girl freed this young man from his solitude. Now that he's attained revenge for his murdered family, he begins his life anew alongside the girl he holds dearest. I love the glossary shit because it's like 2 seconds. You think I'm annoying when I like pause reading the game to do shit. Here you go. A man burst into the chamber just as negotiations were adjourning for recess. His uniform told me who he was at a glance. A royal messenger herald. But why was he so agitated? I couldn't yet imagine. Ah! It is! That's why he's running! Because he's got a cure for a poison! Oh my god! That's so fucking cute! He's like, out of my way! I can finally get laid! Poor Van Helsing, trust me, I'm gonna knock down some bitches just for that reason too. You and I are on the same page, Van Helsing. Oh, well, I mean, I'm just pretending I'm Spacey here. I am Spacey. I know, I'm not the same Spacey that's in the game. That's okay. Professor Frankenstein bids you come at once, sir. The young lady at the mansion, she's... Wait, what? My body launched itself forward before the harried messenger finished his sentence. Duty decreed that I should have informed Marquis Renfield, but the thought came far too late. I have no doubt the Child King will conjure some excuse for me. Perhaps I'm being irresponsible, but I have no choice but to put my trust in him. I can but hope they'll make me this allowance. For now, I have someone more important than anything else, someone I cannot fail. That's it, like, the young lady at the mansion. Oh my god! And he's thinking there's something wrong with us, but it's totally not. At the end of the maddeningly, Jesus, I'm too excited for this, long hallway, my destination hooves into view. Spacey! I burst through the door and there, naked with Victor. My door flies open with an alarming bang. Moments later, I hear Van Helsing's voice, whom I'd seen off just this morning. Van Helsing? The sudden shock of his appearance nearly causes me to drop the vial in my hands. Oh god! Luckily, I just finished drinking its contents. He seems almost panicked. What is in your hand? It's a vial of poison remover. Poison remover. It's removing my poison. What? Oh, sorry. Paused at the wrong spot. Just to fuck with him. out of breath, even breaking a sweat. I can't remember the last time I saw him like this. His piercing gaze bores into mine, and I felt. Oh, his piercing gaze bore into mine, and I felt as though I might fall into it. He's. Van Helsing takes one step towards me and then another. Are you all right, Van Helsing? You're breathing so heavily. He does not answer my question, but instead drops his gaze to my hands, my gloveless hands, my bare skin gripping the empty vial. Spacey, look at the grin on his face! Oh, he's so pretty! His voice was barely audible, a whisper, and yet through that faintest movement of his lips, I knew what he meant to say. That's right, I have to tell him! Tell him I'm finally. Van Helsing, listen! I'm. This is the kiss. I'm so happy it happened right now. Guys, I could just end this here and not play anything. I'm done. Spacey's done. I'm fucking done. It only took 80 some odd motherfucking parts to get what I needed in my life. And this is it, motherfucker. This is what I needed. I'm done. I'm wrapping this part up here for the rest of the hour. I'm just going to go on silent. No sound, just the music and this. That's all you get. 45 minutes of this shit. That's it. This is for everyone. This is for all of us. This is for all of us who needed this so bad. We got his ass. I'm not complaining about that, but I'm just saying, I needed this in my goddamn life. Let's enjoy this for a moment, shall we? He's a smart man, though, can I tell you? He's like, wait, your hands are... It's not... Kiss her! No, only my hands are poison-free. Just saying. And yet, he did not allow me to finish. Soft warmth pressed against my lips. And his embrace, so intense as to be almost painful, like he couldn't wait. So fucking cute. Oh, Spacey's gonna fall off the bounce ball. I'm too excited. Oh, I had a terrible day at work. I needed this. Oh, I needed this. Oh, God. He didn't have to say it with words. Van Helsing would never let me go again. I don't think he ever would have let you go to begin with, but I'm just saying. Kind, yet powerful. I remain in his arms, held tight to the former vampire hunter's chest. The suddenness of his actions came as a surprise, of course. But even so... There you go! Close your eyes, girl. Get into it. The heat radiating from our bodies brought such a wellspring of happiness to me. I was so happy. So very, very happy. Yeah, me too. I'm not even the one kissing him, and I'm happy. It was so profound, I wish that it might never end. I'm okay with that. We can read the whole entire rest of this just looking at this. I'm fine with that. I am fucking fine with that. We'll miss out on other CGs. Which, by the way, I'd like to point out, I also noticed he's got the most CGs out of all the guys. Thank you, game! Thank you for that! I appreciate the kiss, and I appreciate that he's got more CGs than the other boys. Even more than Lupin. Yeah, by like 1 or 2. I mean, not really, but still. Not as many as Sholmes. There are like 31 CGs in his. I mean, obviously some like this counts as 2 because open eyes, closed eyes. But still, he's got more than everybody else. I kissed the man I loved for a long, long time, and he kissed me back. Was Victor in the room the whole time? A flustered cough from somewhere nearby. Van Helsing and I took it as our cue to finally let go, releasing one another. Is it fucking Victor? Like, 20 minutes later, like, guys, keep your clothes on. I love it. Oh, Victor! You'll have to forgive me. The two of you were quite in your own world, and I didn't know when to speak. Were you watching, Victor? Hey now! Don't you start, Van Helsing! I'm the one who sent for you. You did? I suppose he did, yes. Van Helsing gives the slightest of nods, but offers no excuses. He's like, I didn't know you were here. I must say, I was a bit surprised. I had my back turned for all of a moment, and then you two were, well, kissing? I apologize if we surprised you, Victor. No. You can kiss all you want. You are in a relationship, after all. It's just, Van Helsing kissed you with absolutely no hesitation, and I returned with all speed when I heard the counteragent worked, and I confirmed it with my own eyes. That would be why. Oh, so he must have known, like, that this was happening. I just really expected that the guy was like, so the girl at the mansion, he's like, fuck, and he ran off not knowing that something was, that's so cute though. He was like, ugh. The guy showed up and he's like, so, Victor said, bam, gone out the door. That's fucking cute. After Van Helsing's abrupt arrival, we all managed to calm down, and Victor gives us an explanation of his counteragent in layman's terms. Van Helsing and I sit on the bed, pressed close together as Victor tidies up his concoctions and devices. It's so good, because I'm like, Victor did this at the end of his path. Why couldn't he have done it for the others? But I suppose if you want to think of it, you know, he probably worked a little bit harder in his own path, because for selfish reasons. Right? In everyone else's path, he's like, I'm still trying to work on it because he's doing it for us, but it's not as imperative. It's not like, I have something invested in this too. It's more like, I really want to help her. But if you really want to help yourself as well, you're going to work a little bit harder. A little bit. I mean, obviously not much, but still a little bit. Although, I mean, technically, maybe this is, well, I mean, no, it could be roughly around the same time if you think about it. He does it at the end of his path, but it's the end of it, right? So, not much of a difference, but still, it just seemed like it was such a difference. You do know that my message was counteragent appears successful, ready to perform final tests, right? Final results did indeed prove we were able to nullify the poison's effects before you returned, but did you never think about what might have happened if it didn't work? I take that as a no, then. It's true what they say. Love is blind and kind of stupid. But, Victor, your skills as an alchemist are very much proven. None can match your knowledge and technique. Thank you? Put simply, a man of your talent would never send a notice in such haste without decisive proof, correct? Well, I suppose. I didn't want to let either of you down. Indeed, and given my unwavering faith in you, wouldn't you say I read the situation correctly? I mean, obviously, because your face didn't melt off, but I mean. Van Helsing seemed quite satisfied after making the statement, as if he'd won something. Victor and I couldn't help but chuckle at his smug sense of achievement. What are you laughing at? Have I said something strange? No, nothing strange. It just made me happy is all. Is that so? Very well then. Stifling his laughter, Victor at length speaks in his kind, measured voice. In any case, I'm just so glad. So glad you can laugh together, holding hands. Thank you for believing in me and keeping faith. Echoing Victor's words, that's exactly what Van Helsing and I are doing. Holding hands, bare for the first time. Aww! It shouldn't be as cute as it is, but it's fucking adorable. To be able to feel each other's warmth is nothing short of a miracle to me. Not at all. I should be thanking you. Victor, I could never possibly say it enough. Thank you. Thank you so much. Me as well, Victor. This miracle would not have been possible without you. Thank you. Thank you for saving my beloved. I love it when my calls their beloved. It's so archaic sounding, but I love it. With that, Van Helsing stands, offering Victor his hand almost casually. It was only me, you know. It wasn't only me, you know. Don't forget Lupin and Impey, Saint Germain and Deli, Cece too! Every single one of us helped make this miracle possible. The pair shake hands firmly. Oh my god, the bromance is almost as strong as between Van Helsing and Lupin. Oh, it's a handshake, it's not a bro hug. But it's minor. He's the side bro. He's the side bro. I'm still waiting. Still in my mind, I see the Van Helsing and Lupin hug. I see it. I even watched the anime, and there was a couple points where I was like, oh my god, you feel the love. The same way I do during the game, because, you know, Van Helsing is like, And he smirks, and you're like, oh, he's totally loving you right now, Lupin. Oh. Van Helsing is such a fucking rock. As I was taking in the lovely sight, see, she knows. She's got it. You too. Victor offers me his hand. I'm definitely not used to this yet. I gingerly hold out my bare hands and Victor unfolds it delicately within his own. A gesture of acceptance. Warmth spreads from my palm to my heart, and I realize I'm in love with Victor. I'm just kidding. Or so it felt. Oh, one more thing. This is just in case, you understand? Fran's expression changes, and that bothers me. They keep calling him Fran. They randomly throw that in, but that's only how they called him in the anime. They never called him that in the other game. Both Van Helsing and I understand he's speaking as a doctor. We listen closely. The horologium is rendered inert now, but anything may happen in the future. I want you to take my suppression tincture starting tomorrow. A poison inhibitor. In other words, she'll be fine as long as she continues to take this tincture. Concoction mixture. Tincture. It makes me giggle. Well, that's how it works. But don't worry. She only needs suppressants for the first few days. Just a bit longer and our girl will be out of the woods for good. I do have to help Impei, so I won't always be here at the mansion, but I'll try to visit as much as possible. Let me know if you need anything. Anything at all. You sound like a mother. This is just what a doctor does. Don't push yourself too hard, all right? Thank you, Victor. I'll be careful. He's like, yeah, maybe. Being mom-like. The Azoth incident, an event that rocked London to its core with Jimmy A. Allister as its twisted puppet master. Jimmy A. Allister, an elderly gentleman and Phineas's right-hand man in Twilight. He's extremely calm and collected and displays fearsome combat prowess. He was Van Helsing's mentor during his Twilight era and a comrade in arms, and is also James Moriarty, but apparently that doesn't matter in this path. I don't know. Just over a year has passed since that terrible horror. I mean, honestly, I don't really even care what happens right now. We got the kiss. We're cured. My imagination's good enough to run with this. We don't have to play the rest of this game. Seriously, I'm like, and we're done. I don't care. I mean, I do, obviously. I'm going to keep reading it, but it's like, nothing. I'm going to say nothing could be better than that, and I just really hope it gets better, just so I can be like, I was wrong. I want to be wrong so bad. Everyone involved is now pursuing their own goals, and we see less and less of each other as time passes. Victor had just visited the mansion, but typically works with Impei in the city. Apparently seeking something deeply important to him, Impei claims that every day is an adventure, so he hasn't found the gravity alleviator then. Well, that's true, because he found it in his own path, and then we found it in the Lupin canon path, but he didn't really find it in the other one, so. Lupin provides them with support while continuing to root out the deepest truths behind the terror incident. This is one thing I can't leave unfinished, he told me, wearing his trademark grin. Oh, Lupin. Breaks my heart, you're still beautiful. Van Helsing works with Delhi, just as he was this morning, striving for peaceful legal coexistence with the vampires. Together with the human representative Marquis Renfield and Queen Victoria herself, negotiations continue daily. As for Saint Germain, are the two of you quite well? I apologize for repeating myself ad nauseum, but duty keeps me occupied here. I may not be able to return for some time. After the incident, Saint Germain decamped to France for a personal matter. He continues to send regular letters informing us of current events, along with exotic French souvenirs. This time, he had enclosed an elaborately decorated sachet of tea leaves. I'm told this particular blend is rather popular of late. I hope that you and Van Helsing will enjoy it together. Perhaps it was only ink and paper, but I could feel the Count's kind regard in every stroke of the pen. Just thinking about Saint Germain brought a smile to my face. Look, I love Saint Germain, don't get me wrong. I really do. But I really hope Idea isn't going to show up in this path and be like, okay, let's be apostles of Idea. Well, they shouldn't, because they basically said that none of the other guys were good enough to be apostles except for Victor. So I'm just really hoping that doesn't come up again. Only because, you know what I mean? Then I would feel like, okay, we did this already. But like if... Well, I mean, no. What else is going to come up? Because Victor's path is kind of done with the Queen and everything. That's kind of wrapped up. I mean, Impei's still looking for his gravity alleviator, so technically maybe that could come up in this path where, like, we help him with that kind of, because almost like we had to deal with a little fallout from St. Germain's kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like maybe they all kind of tie in together a little bit, but I don't know. He may be far away across the channel, but I have no doubt we'll meet again. I shall bring my missive to a close. I look forward to the day I see you and all of our friends again with great fondness. Wishing for your continued happiness, Saint Germain. I kind of am curious about his path, you know what I mean? I placed the letter aside and set about opening the sachet of tea leaves. What a lovely scent! The aroma calms me, and strangely enough, I find myself swept away in memories of when Saint Germain lived with us here in the mansion. I should reply right away. Would he be pleased to hear my poison is gone? There are also very many things I want to thank him for. If I can communicate even a fraction of my gratitude, I'll be happy. With these things in mind, I take a quill in hand to begin to write. It's just, you know, they got all this, they're finally coming to electricity. Could you, like, invent a pen? Like a real pen? Not a, like, oh, gotta get my quill. Dip it in the ink. Somebody invent the ballpoint pen. Just saying. Several more days pass. It happened when I was attending to the central courtyard. And that should just about do it for the weeds. Now to water. Cece, what's wrong? Cece had been dozing by my feet, but he gets up and dashes off to the mansion without warning. Had Van Helsing returned? Seems a bit early for him. That would be kind of scary, because, like, you can't hear someone sneaking around your house. After looking in the direction Cece ran off to for a moment... Huh. My own favorite pooch. I'm not sure whose voice this is supposed to be. Because mine own favorite? Like somebody's, well, I'm curious. Anyway, we'll just read it normal until we know who it is. Oh, if it isn't mine own favorite pooch, Cece. What's got you looking all starry-eyed? Here to give me the grand ow! Oh, wait. How like you, Impe. So I was wondering if it was Impe at first, because he bit him. But then I was like, oh man, you got bit good. Have you been away so long Cece thinks you're an intruder? How like you, Impe. Ah, hearing the familiar voices instantly puts a smile on my face. Okay, so one was Impe, and I'm assuming the other one's Victor, but you think Victor would know that Impe hasn't been here a while. I don't know. I must go greet them. Or perhaps not quite yet. I look down at my clothes, filthy from yard work. I'd rather they not see me like this. As I hurriedly brush clods of earth from my outfit, the courtyard door opens. How this stinks. Oh, it's Lupin! Okay, hold on. We'll go back. Hold on. Ready? Oh, if it isn't my own favorite pooch, Cece. What's got you looking all starry-eyed? Here to give me the grand... Ow! Oh, man. You got bit good. Have you been away so long Cece thinks you're an intruder? I like you, Impe. Again, I know it's supposed to be Impy, but I just can't. Hey, Spacey. Been keeping well? Hey, Okay, he ran in and jumped, and I didn't think, and then the words changed, and I was like, did I miss something? No, I like how he knocked Lupin out of the way. Whoa, Spacey! Congrats! Really super congrats! Lupin grins from ear to ear, while Impe wails like a baby. Although completely at odds with one another, their reactions couldn't be more genuine, and that makes me very glad. Lupin, Impe, you should have sent word if you were on your way to visit. What? And ruin the surprise? How often do we get the chance to drop in unexpected? What he said. We've got the most amazing surprise ever. A surprise? We heard from Victor. You're better now. I detected his pause. Lupin didn't say what I got better from. I suppose it was his way of showing concern for me. Taking his kind regard to heart, I make a point of smiling back. The most authentic smile I can muster. Yes, I'm all right now. Lupin, Impe, thank you for everything. Thank you both. I pull off the gardening gloves I've been wearing and hold out my hands, palms up. I'd be lying if I said I didn't detect a hint of trepidation on their parts, but they each take a hand and hold it. Look at the shock, aw. See? Now everyone can... All at once, I'm engulfed in an embrace that cuts off my words. Lupin's grip is so strong I begin to feel my temperature rise. I've always loved you, Spacey. I love you too, Lupin. Wait, this is supposed to be Van Helsing's path, and yet we're running away with all of the boys. Oh, Van Helsing's path is the harem path? Love it. Love it. Lupin, I don't know what to do. Before I have the chance to think of a proper response, Lupin whispers in my ear, I'm so glad. And with that, he releases me. Now you'll be able to find so many, countless things to make you happy. I'm truly, deeply, intensely glad. You're a little too glad. I'm so happy I hurt so much because you're in love with Van Helsing and you get to touch him. I was really hoping your poison would never get cured and then you could never touch him. Congratulations, Spacey. Thank you. Hey, now stop! What on earth? Mr. Impey is still here, you know. Three's a crowd, is that it? No, don't tell me. You want a hug too, I suppose. What gives you that idea? You were very much mistaken, sir. That was a little more deli than it was Impey. We didn't forget about you, Impey. I'm just as grateful to you too, and technically they could hug me before, just not touch me. Like, skin-wise. Wasting no time, I give Impey a huge hug of my own. And yet, he seems to have absolutely no reaction, so I look for clues in his expression. But all he does is blankly gape at the sky. That's because he's trying really hard not... Never mind. Impey? I look for Lupin to help, but he seems quite amused by the whole affair. Well, he finally died. Never mind him then. I like that. Well, he finally died. Just a guess here, but if you keep holding on to him like that, he's liable to stay catatonic for the rest of his days. It seems I have no choice in the matter, so I let him go. Even with Cece gnawing at his leg, Impey remains still as a statue. Lupin and I gingerly back away. So where's Van Helsing? But of course he'd still be working at this hour. Yes, I expect him back in the evening. Ah, and the two of you are playing nice together? We're playing very nice now that I have no poison. I mean, yeah, sure, everything's good. More or less? Oh. I don't think that's supposed to be me. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I don't know who's supposed to be speaking then. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, did I? Yes, I expect him back in the evening. Okay. Well, the two of you are playing nice together. And then we say nothing, and then more or less, somebody says that. I don't know. So I think this is supposed to be Lupin because there's sound on it, and there's no sound on things that I say. Right? Yeah, more or less. More or less, is it? Your silence speaks volumes. Are things not going well? Wait, oh! Obviously. It's his cooking, right? If you can even call it that. The man was not made to be a chef. Lupin nods to himself, seeming confident he knows what's going on, but it's not the cooking. And it's not as though things are going badly, it's more like the opposite. Opposite? Lupin looks bewildered as I search for the words to explain how Van Helsing has been acting lately. You could say it's going too well. His kindness seems exaggerated. That's because he's overly excited that he can touch you now. Look, oh my god. Because he smiled. She's like, he smiled at me and I don't know how to handle it. Lupin's like, I know, one time he grinned at me and I thought he might explode. It's basically how we feel, right? The day after I began taking the suppressant is a perfect example. When Van Helsing saw me doing my regular housework, he... Spacey! You shouldn't be putting about so much. You shouldn't be puttering about so much. The poison inhibitor may be working, but we still don't know if it has side effects. I'll finish here. Rest now. And the other day, I brought back some books, so you'll have something to occupy yourself when I'm out. I forgot to ask what you like, so I ordered 100 volumes, give or take. A little bit of everything. Read whichever you please. Oh my god, Van Helsing! He's like the perfect boyfriend. Can you imagine? I don't know what you like to read, so I just bought you a library. Okay, and video game. I just brought you all the video games. I didn't know what kind of console you like, so I just bought one of everything. What? And food! Look, all the food! Oh my god. I like devil. You like devil dogs? I bought you 5,000 boxes. I'm gonna be 600 pounds. Who cares? I love you. That's so great. Men like this don't really exist. I mean, seriously, I bought you 100 volumes. How many people are impressed if he's like, honey, I bought you a book. I bought you one book. One. You bought me a book? Gapes and control. I mean, I'm just literally just imagining this in my head and I'm speechless, right? I brought you 100? I just, what? Honey, don't complain. Look how hot this man is. He is fine and he just bought us 100 fucking books. God, that's so sexy. How much do they cost? It's fine. You needn't concern yourself. And that's what I mean. Exaggerated. He's trying to keep you happy because before you had poison in you and you couldn't leave, and now you can leave. I think that's what he's thinking. It's kind of, I feel like that's his, like, I'm just afraid that now you can touch people, you're gonna leave me. Stupid. And we're gonna be like, you're an idiot. Van Helsing has been so considerate. And of course I care for him deeply, but it feels as though, I'm not sure how to put it. Sometimes I feel uneasy. Are you listening, Lupin? What? Huh? No, I'm sorry. I caught a glimpse of myself somewhere in my mind. There are no mirrors out here, but I can still imagine what a handsome man I am, and I was just extremely distracted by that. Oh, you bet. I'm all ears. I'm just a bit surprised at how much Van Helsing has changed. You're a bona fide princess to him. It certainly sounds like you should be happy. Happy? Lupin is right, of course. I get to spend every day with the man I love. I am happy, and it is pleasant, but it's a drastic change, and that's usually not a good thing. Like, your personality changed too. Are you cheating on me? Normal. My reaction would be, oh my god, you're cheating on me. Who did you sleep with? What happened? Get out. Leave. You're being remotely nice. And in this, it's really like, oh my god, he's being overly nice because he thinks now that we can touch people, we're going to leave him. He probably, his head would have exploded and he would have had a heart attack and died if he saw us hugging Lupin. I'm not sure if because he'd be jealous because he'd think I was going to leave with Lupin or because he thought I was going to leave with Lupin because Lupin is his, you know, his bromance. He's like, no, my bro and my girl, you know. Oh, just double break him. Even so, there's something that feels a bit off. My heart tells me this is so. Oh no. This will be the path where, like, they break up. What the fuck, game? Just cock blocking us every frickin' which way. Sometime later, maybe our kiss wasn't good enough. He doesn't love us because our kiss was bad. Look, dude, it's like the first time I've ever kissed anyone, and you just shoved your tongue down my throat. I don't know what to do. I poured tea for my two visitors, Impey having finally come back to his senses. Life. I would have liked to serve the chic new tea Saint Germain sent, but I selfishly want to drink it with Van Helsing first. Oof, looks like we're out. I'll put another pot on. Oh, It's fine, it's fine. Lupin wants to do right by you, so you may as well let him. All right, thank you, Lupin. Of course. It's like, plus, I used to live here, so I know where everything is. I had little else to do but watch clock hands make a lazy circuit as Lupin brewed the tea. It should be about time for... I'm looking forward to Van Helsing getting back, I suspect. How did Impey know what I was thinking? I'm suddenly flustered by his sharp observation. I feel so embarrassed. Averting my eyes and looking anywhere but towards him, I remain silent. Ha! Ha! How splendid love is, says Impey, standing up and stretching his back. Unsure of what he's getting at, I flash Impey a questioning look. His demeanor remains completely unchanged. You want to know what I'm thinking, yeah? I'm so jealous that four-eyed gun-crazy bloke I could die. Sums it up. Shotgun? A large there's this gun, but a large gun most effective at close range. Van Helsing uses rock salt, spread shot, and shrapnel as ammunition, depending on the situation. But for the average person, it's incredibly difficult to reload with one hand. Yeah, but Van Helsing's a motherfucking rock star, so... I suppose he's feeling rather dire pangs of jealousy. He may be outwardly complaining about Van Helsing's affection towards me, but I wonder why his attitude betrays happiness. Just as I think I'm making sense of it, a knock comes at the door, heralding Van Helsing's return. So wait, these assholes just bust fucking in like they live here. I mean, they used to. They just like walk right in, and Van Helsing's like, knock, knock, can I come in? It's the dining room, bitch. You live here, yes. It's not the bedroom, it's not my room. They'd be like, you live with someone, you don't think they just stroll right the fuck on in like, I gotta knock on the door before I come in? Girl, what you playing at? Oh, look at his pretty face smiling at me. I don't give a shit. Just let him buy me tons of books and clean up after me and just, like, worship me like a princess. I'm okay with this. Guys, it hurts so bad. Spacey, don't be suspicious. Welcome home, Van Helsing. Yeah, welcome home, pretty. Oh, then he opened. Oh, my God, he's, like, beaming. Yeah, What are you doing here? He's like, yeah, I'm back. Van Helsing comes rolling in all happy. Hi, honey, I'm home. What are you doing here? I love this bit. Whoa, now. Is that how a gentleman greets his most stalwart of friends? I cannot recall the moment you became my most stalwart of friends. For the sake of clarity, you remain my enemy as you always have. Wait, enemy? Me? Van Helsing, Victor told Impey about my situation. That's why he dropped everything else he had to do and came rushing over. I'm so very happy, yet I can't find the words to explain. To my surprise, Van Helsing smiles warmly and ruffles my hair. I understand. Isn't it wonderful, Spacey? I don't know how to do happy Van Helsing. I just don't fucking understand. I don't know how to handle this. I understand her hesitation and wonder. It's like I don't understand how to handle smiling Van Helsing. Like, he's beautiful when he smiles, but I'm so not used to seeing it. It's weird. Yes, it is. Ho ho! Look at you two, consumed by the flames of amour. Good to see. Lupin, you came as well. Seems so. Sorry to barge in. So you're off work for the day. Très bien. I just brewed a fresh pot of tea, and it has been a while since we've spoken. Huh, I see. Very well. I'll gladly accept your invitation, Lupin. Impey can join us, I suppose. You suppose? That's fine. You don't want to talk to me, I'll just stay here and talk to your girlfriend. Oogle her and hit on her because I'm in love with her. Oh, what, you want me to join you now? Great. Anyway, isn't this fantastic? Doing something about your affliction. It may have been Victor's goal at first, but in the end it became something we all shared. My affliction, in more straightforward terms, poison flowing from the horologium. Horologium, a brilliant gem embedded in the heroine's chest. It is the source of the toxin that envelops her body. Victor used a certain chemical compound to render it inert. A rare element he'd been researching for some time known as zicterium, which is also a poison, which is what created the horologium, but okay. Following the Azov incident, Victor was finally able to procure a quantity of the substance through the British government. The British government, wait for it to scroll. No, it doesn't have anything else. Thank you. An organization run by prime ministers selected by the Queen, tasked with the governing of legislative and administrative duties of matters pertaining to the United Kingdom. Although easily weaponized, Victor would never allow such a thing, and he's the sole agent capable of synthesizing it. Through his potent influence, Victor ensured that any Zicterium samples not earmarked for medical use were promptly destroyed, and thus research continued apace. Analysis of the horologium progressed by leaps and bounds. I mean, I'm apace, yeah, but I just continued apace. And now it's white! Finally, detoxification was successful. Today I'm able to live a normal life, unafraid of the poison that once infested every cell in my body. Indeed. And now look at these two, making such a happy home. All I see are positives. Spacey glares at us. But it's thanks to all of you. Van Helsing and I didn't do this alone. And how do our visitors fare? Impey's searching for something. And you, Lupin, still seeking to quell terrorism? Did you just ask? Did you really just ask? Mr. Impey, well... I'm afraid my interest just disappeared. I'll hear Lupin's story, though. Nuh-uh! You're mine! I'm a fascinating guy. Lupin, Van Helsing, and Impey. I know their conversational back and forth so well. I know, like, you could just picture Saint... Okay, Victor just sitting there awkwardly like, great. And Saint Germain, you are all so lively. I have been alive for ages, and I'm probably going to stab you all, but this is great fun. Great fun. Oh, the good old days. Listening to them talk in this familiar room makes me feel as though unseen hands have wound the clock back several months. The atmosphere is jolly, different from the equally happy yet distinctly different times Van Helsing and I spent here. How wonderful it would be if Victor, Saint Germain, and Deli were here too. Perhaps that time of my life seems so nostalgic because I've changed so much. How long will you both be in London? I know they have their own plans, but how heavy-hearted I would be to hear they meant to leave today or tomorrow. Well, I'll be back and forth between London and elsewhere, but I do plan on staying in the city for a while. Scrounging up information, this and that. Much easier to do in the capital. I guess I'll stay for a bit too. Plenty of parts and material you can only find in London. Tons of it, really. I thought he was working with Victor in the city anyway, so... When I finally find what I'm looking for, I gotta get everything in order, because I'm on a one-way trip to the moon. Probably, because you're probably gonna get up there and die. Pats Impey on the shoulder. Okay, that's all right. We'll miss you! Maybe. Yeah, a little bit. We'll miss you a little bit. Well then, I gather that means we'll be seeing more of each other. Don't cause any trouble. When you lot start in with your shenanigans, no good ever comes of it. I'd say it depends on the situation. And so we spoke of times gone by and filled each other in about recent happenings. Time seemed to pass in a flash. I like the little happy but like melancholy kind of music. It's happy, but it feels like, oh, we're gonna say goodbye to our friends now. Right, I do believe it's about time for us to take our leave. I glance at the windows and notice it's already dark. It's truly remarkable how time evaporates when you're happy amongst friends. Haha, don't look so glum. We'll feel all guilty about leaving. What? Oh, don't look so glum. We'll feel all guilty about leaving. Yeah, it's fine. I took me a minute to figure out what she's trying to say. Spacey can't read. Too excited to read. I'm too happy right now. Like, this is... I'm all right. It's fine, really. Let's say you leave after supper, then. It's a rare chance we have here. I'll prepare it myself. Impey and Lupin's faces immediately crumple into masks of shock and disgust. No. We couldn't possibly impose. We're fine. Don't worry about it. Right. Enjoy dinner together. Her cooking, of course. I've never seen them turn something down quite so vehemently. Then again, Van Helsing's cooking is a bit different. What would be the kindest way to put it? I suppose I'd just say it's special. I can't think of any other foodstuffs that the human body outright rejects as foreign matter, after all. Many other... You're sure? Just say the word if you ever get peckish. I've been working on some new dishes. Righto! We're off then. I suspect we'll be back sooner or later. We're not about to cramp your style, newlyweds. I'm one of those super sharp guys who know when it's time to check out. Newlyweds, we're not married though. Look at his face! Oh my god! Look at that sweet fucking face! Huh. Super sharp fellows don't go around announcing the fact. Can't argue. We stand for a while by the gate, waving at Lupin and Impey as they recede into the distance. Newlyweds? No, it's just couples. They get married, right? He's like, whoa. We just had our first kiss, bitch. Simmer down. Newly free of poison, I'm making every effort to learn what normal life is like. Of course, there's some things I haven't even begun to wrap my head around yet. Oh! Just ask Van Helsing. He'll show you, sweetie. Can you show me? Yes. Okay. Oh, I love it. Oh, God, I love it at Storm. And the marriage I just mentioned is one of them. No need to rush things. What? You're finally able to live like everyone else. Just concentrate on enjoying that to the fullest right now. Before I'm able to turn and regard him, Van Helsing wraps his arm around my shoulder. All that matters is you're happy. Because your happiness is my happiness. And what if my happiness is getting married? She's like, I'm just trying to figure out what normal is, because this is far from fucking normal. Well, this now we're normal, but you know. Thank you. The very fact I am happy. It's all thanks to the wonderful people I've met. To say nothing of Van Helsing, who loves me as dearly as I do him. I know, right? Look at his fucking beautiful face and his purple eyes. And here he is, standing next to me with a smile on his face. I know, right? It's so baffling and beautiful. It's such a lovely sight to see. I feel relieved, realizing I had been asking too much of a world I didn't fully understand yet. Anyway, those two are as boisterous as ever. But you did seem to be having fun. Fun? Me? Yes, you were smiling and laughing. You say that as though smiling and laughter is a rarity for me. It really is! That little slight smirk, and then this, the super happy face. I can't handle it, guys. I can't. It's so cute. When we're together, you make me so happy I can't help but smile. I know, but the expression on his face was familiar. Suddenly, I feel a wave of nostalgia. The smile was the same one he gave me, albeit rarely, when the mansion had been a hive of activity, all of our friends under its roof. I love it when you smile for me. It's beautiful. I suppose it's not your typical smile. Obviously, it belongs to you. I've no reason to show it to anyone else. You've gone quiet. No, I just... It seems almost strange to hear you say that. It does. I'm never strange. I'm serious. Yes, I know. Strange, eh? Van Helsing mutters this last to himself. His tone is grave, so I try to get a good look at his face, but... Now then, let's get back inside. The man standing beside me remains as sedate as always. Are you cold? If you catch a chill... Van Helsing reaches a hand out towards my cheek as he says this. Instinctively, I think to pull away, but catch myself before I do. The poison in my body is gone. You didn't like that. I apologize. No, I apologize. I didn't mean to startle you. I'm just not used to being touched yet. I see. The two short words conveyed a tremendous sense of relief. He's like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to touch you. And you're like, no, I just thought I was going to burn you to death. See, this open communication is lovely. We could go a little further into this, but we're at a good point. Oh, Neelix-san. Oh, you think it's so cute. You're talking to the birdies in the TV. He's so lonely. This poor birdie's so lonely. He's so happy right now. Because you can hear the TV bird. You can hear him because he's sitting on my shoulder while I record this. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here, and we'll continue in the next part just because this is a good stopping part, and we're about at an hour or so. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.